All right, in this video, we're going to talk about business credit requirements. Now, this is extremely important. If you don't have these requirements, do not go past this section, okay, until you do. So this is very, very important. First stop, no negative items whatsoever on your credit reports. That means Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion need to have 0 negative items despite what you hear. Sometimes that people say, well, you can have 1 late payment. That might have been the case back in the day, but now the banks that I speak with, they say that they would prefer no negative items whatsoever, because when they have applicants that have no negative items versus the ones that even just have 1 negative item, they discount the ones with 1 negative item and they just move on to the ones with no negative items. Now, when I say no negative items, I mean no charge-offs, no late payments, no collections, no public records like bankruptcies, tax liens, any of that, like nothing negative whatsoever, okay? Now, the next thing you need in order to maximize your credit profile to get business credit is at least 4 to 5 primary accounts. Now, this could be credit cards, charge cards, personal loans, installment loans, car loans, things of that nature. And if each account has at least 3 months of age, then you'll get a higher approval rating, right? Which means, if you have a credit card that you just applied for and it's only a month old, that's not gonna help your scenario. But it's not to say that you still can't get credit. This is just about maximizing your profile, okay? So the next thing, which is optional in case you have what we call a thin credit profile. All right, that just means you have very minimum amount of credit, like 1 or 2 credit cards and no installment loans, or 2 or 3 installment loans and no credit cards, very thin file. Then you can do what we call adding authorized users. Now, you can add these authorized users for free if you have a friend or family member, that can add you to their card, right? So in another section, we talk about authorized users. But 1 to 2 AUs with 5 to 20 years of age and high credit lines and low utilization, okay? The higher the credit limits and the more age on these accounts, the better. Do not apply for any business credit cards before following all of these steps, okay? Even if you get approved, it'll likely be for lower limits, all right? Now, this takes time and strategy, so be patient, be precise. The better your credit becomes, the more borrowing power you ultimately have, right? So if your credit file is not perfect, meaning like everything is not maximized before you go after business credit, it's not a big deal. You're going to get excited. You're going to want to go after that money. You're going to want to grab some, cards. You got businesses to fund. You've got all this stuff, right? But the thing to know is that it's once you get your credit profile maximized in this order and do all this stuff, even if it takes 3 months from the start, it's smooth sailing after this. Like once you've maximized your credit profile, it's super easy from this point forward. All you have to do then is maintain it with the strategies that you learn here.